Last week, U.S. and Chinese officials met in Alaska for the first time since President Joe Biden took office. U.S. officials wanted to talk about the Biden administration's deep concerns about some of China's global actions, but they were met with immediate pushback from their Chinese counterparts. Joining us live this morning is Dr. Laura Lerman, a professor of international politics at Wright State University. She's joining us live this morning via Zoom. She's going to tell us more about exactly what happened and what could the future hold. So I just want to talk briefly on what exactly is going on right now between the U.S. and China.
Well, the meetings on Thursday and Friday were very much for the domestic audiences in both China and the United States. They didn't get off to a great start. They had agreed to terms where each side was going to open with a 2-minute opening statement. The Chinese were caught off guard when Secretary of State Antony Blinken was a little bit more blunt than they expected. So then the chief diplomat from China spoke for 16 minutes. And he, too, was a little bit more blunt than many people had expected. The media were in the room, sent out of the room, then sent back in the room. It was a very public show of the disagreements that exist between the United States and China. And it raised some concern because of that. You don't normally see diplomats openly reprimanding each other, particularly in opening statements of these inaugural meetings for a new administration.
So when we talk about what's going on right now, you know, or you're sort of breaking down exactly what happened in Anchorage last week. Am I correct?
Well, the United States is dealing with a stronger China today. China is stronger today than it was 8 years ago, than even 4 years ago. China is, from their own perception, re-emerging from the coronavirus pandemic stronger than ever. Their economy is expected to grow at a rate of 8%. The Chinese president is getting ready to serve his third term. By the way, he is unlimited in the number of terms he can serve as both president and party leader. And they're also facing a very big anniversary coming up this October. So both countries now, these are the two strongest countries in the world in terms of their economic strength, their size, and their military strength.
When you're talking about two of the largest and probably the strongest countries in the world, kind of trying to figure this out, doing a little bit of this dance, do you think there's any hope for cooperation in the future?
I do think that there's significant hope for cooperation in the future. And here's the fundamental reason for this. The United States working with China doesn't help China. It helps both countries. It is in the U.S. national security interest to work with China to resolve significant challenges that we all face regionally and globally. First and foremost, weapons proliferation in North Korea. Climate change. We're expecting this week to have the announcement of a formal working group between the United States and China to resolve some of the climate change challenges that we're facing. So we have differences, but also we have to work together because there are interests that we both have in order to resolve these major conflicts. Of course, we're always going to have differences.
All right, Dr. Laura Lerman, thank you so much for joining us this morning live. We appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon. Hopefully things will get resolved, but I'm sure there will be more talks here in the future.
Thank you very much.